Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another episode of The World's Finest. And because all of these reviews are late, we're going to be trying to group as many books as we can together. So in this review, I have 3 books. I have a number 1, a number 25, and a number 4. Got Justice League of America number 4, Batman, Superman number 25, and the book everybody's been driving me crazy, you guys want my opinion on, Superman, Lois and Clark issue number 1. Now, when I did Zone 4, I had skimmed the book, I had read most of it, didn't finish it, now I have it fully read. So let's get into some of these books, shall we? Let's start with Justice League of America, issue number 4. Hal Jordan is trapped back in time, and he goes to meet with Rao, and Rao's an old man. How is he old there, but in the present, he's so young? We'll find out a possibility at the end of this issue. But Superman is now starting to question, and I love how all of us as readers kind of questioned it as well. He started questioning Rao, and Batman as well is still questioning Rao, and they try to do some research, and Rao kind of feels it, and so do his disciples. So they kind of zone in on Superman while all the research is going on, and we find out, huge spoiler here if you didn't read this yet, and you are reading it, don't let me spoil this for you, but we find out that Rao and his disciples are using things that are altering the DNA and minds of people. So while they're happy and they feel like they're being saved and they take Rao as their god, really they're being brainwashed and mind controlled into believing it. And that's why in issue 1, when Superman got hit with that super blast, he all of a sudden became a huge believer right away. This is the god Rao. And what's really messed up, and what's his name explained to him, Cyborg, is that because Superman is a descendant of Krypton, it was already in his DNA that it just needed to be triggered. So basically that's why it was easier for him to be manipulated by Rao. And in the past, we find out how Rao kind of stays young. And in the present, it looks like Rao and Superman are about to throw down by the end of this issue. Really awesome. I am really digging Justice League of America. There's a bunch of dialogue, but finally the story looks like it's really, really, really picking up. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen next there. Batman Superman 25. Vandal Savage makes his appearance. Superman is still in Gotham. And I gotta be honest with you guys. I know that by issue 50, Chappie Gordon Batman will not be Batman. I don't like Inspector Gordon as Batman for several reasons. Number 1, what he's doing in Batman and Robin Eternal. You can see that he's trying to really take over as Batman. He doesn't want unknown vigilantes, and he wants the Batman family to follow what his orders are, period. And that's not how it works. And I guess it's meant to be like that, and that's why us as readers, we don't like it. But at the same time, it's annoying. Like in this book, where basically Chappie Batman or Gordon Batman tells the Bat family they are not to come into contact with Clark at all. And of course, Batgirl doesn't listen because none of them like Chappie Batman. And Superman is just being Superman. He's going around flying, and then he gets attacked by Vandal Savage. How? Find out when you read this book. I think it was really interesting. It definitely picked up now that we got rid of Chappie Batman. And from now until next year, all the Batman Superman books... Oh, no. From now until December, all the Batman Superman books are going to involve Superman teaming up with somebody from the Bat family. In January, Superman and Batman Superman is taking a break from the present day, and we're getting a 3-month, 3-part tale from the past. So we're going back in time to Bruce and Clark working together, and back when Clark had his powers and Bruce was just coming into, you know, the whole working as a team. So we will get some normal Batman Superman while we're waiting for Clark to get his powers back and Bruce to get his memories back. So Clark does not fare well against Vandal Savage at all, and he's actually saved by Barbara by the skin of his teeth. Because he gets his butt handed to him bad. And Barbara enlists herself to help him fighting against Vandal Savage. And she also enlists a few other people from the Bat family into helping Superman. And Superman doesn't want the help. He's like, no, I got to do this alone. I'm dangerous, yada yada. I'm a target. And Batgirl knows that, and she's like, it doesn't matter, I'm still going to help you. And he's kind of perplexed because he's trying to push, he says, I'm pushing all my friends at arm's length so this way they don't get hurt. And here's Batgirl trying to help me and not, you know, taking no for an answer, and she wants to be here to help me. I believe this is definitely going to help build Superman's character when he gets his powers back later on down the road, which is a good thing for this Superman. And I am happy that the beginning of next year, it's going to be the race to get Superman's powers back. So that's a plus. And even better news is, I believe John Romita Jr. is leaving Superman, because I believe Nick commented on a video recently saying that somebody else is taking over the Superman book. Thank God, things in 2016 look like they will be picking up for Superman. Now, the book that everybody's been waiting for me to review. Here it is, Superman Lois and Clark, issue number 1. Apparently, the old DC Universe no longer exists because of Convergence. Convergence sent several people back in time to prevent the multiverse from collapsing during Crisis on Infinite Earths. So basically, the worlds didn't collapse into one Earth, so the world where Superman Lois Lane came from no longer exists. So everybody had an option. Out of the 52 Earths, they can go to whichever Earth they wanted. Ironically, Superman and Lois choose the new DC Universe, basically. So they are now living in the new DCU, and it opens up actually with the Justice League first story arc, and the Justice League beating Darkseid, literally just beating them, and you have Clark, who was a safe distance away, seconds away from jumping in to help, but he didn't because the Justice League made it. And I love how we as readers were saying a lot of things about the new DC Universe since the New 52. And I love how here Clark is saying the same. I never thought I'd see Cyborg on a Justice League team. He was always a Teen Titan. Lois said that this new world that they lived in after the recap is, what were the words I'm looking for? Edgier. This is stuff that we as people, as reviewers and readers, were saying for a while. How, I'm trying to find exactly what she said. But she said that this world was edgier. Oh, God, come on. I gotta find it somewhere. Here it is. Suspicious, doubting, and edgy without faith. Which is true. That's what every reader has been saying about the new DC Universe. But Clark and Lois decide this is where they're going to stay. And fast forward to years later, Jonathan is now a young boy. They no longer go by Lois and Clark Kent. They go by Lois and Clark White in order to remember Perry, because they love Perry, so they took on his last name. And Superman does make note that he's glad that they didn't stay as Kents, because obviously this is taking place after the events of Superman being revealed to the world, because Clark actually says that ever since this world's Clark was outed as Superman, it would have been dangerous to be a Kent anyway. And we find out that behind the scenes, Clark's been dealing with a lot of the old villains trying to prevent anything from happening or trying to save things. And the next target is Hank Henshaw, who becomes the Cyborg Superman. And I love how this book kind of remembers everything from the old DC Universe, because Clark makes mention of several things in this book. And he's still Superman, but his powers are now fluctuating also. Lois is a writer. Clark is a helping hand on a farm. We won't know about the black suit. I did find out that in January, in that issue, we find out why Lois made him this specific suit. But Clark tries to prevent Hank Henshaw from becoming, you know, the Cyborg Superman, or the Cyborg in general. And I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till the next issue to find out about that. But Jonathan gets in trouble for watching the news, and we get this weird, in a distant star system, this weird person, I guess, who will be an antagonist at some point to Lois and Clark. But for the most part, I love this issue. Do I like that basically this issue confirms that the DC Universe I grew up with since 1998 to now no longer exists, will never exist. I mean, there's a possibility at some point it might exist again, but right now it doesn't at all. It's gone forever in a pile of crap, and we'll never see it again. And also, this book opens up potential for another Flash comic. another Supergirl comic, and a Parallax comic, because all of the people that are now displaced in time have chosen other Earths to live on. So where did Parallax go? Where did Kara pre-Crisis on Infinite Earth go? Where did Barry pre-Crisis go? We don't know. Will there be miniseries? Will there be ongoings? I'm sure at some point. But there's a lot of questions that are left out after Convergence. I loved this issue. I thought it was great. I can't wait to see as time moves forward how things move on. Obviously, at least I kept my Superman. Am I happy it's in the new DC universe? No. I would have loved to have had it in the old DC universe. But at least I have my superhero right now. The story is definitely really great, and I'm looking forward to where this book is going to go from here. And with that, that is my long-winded end of this review, guys. As always, let me know what you thought of any of these books, especially Superman, Lois and Clark, because I know a few of you have been holding back till I reviewed it. So let me know what you thought of the books that I talked about in this video in the comments below. Did you like them? Didn't you like them? Why? What are your gripes and complaints about anything? Or what did you really like about the books the most? While you're down there in the description below, there's a lot of links connected to things right here on Dark Avengers C86, Comic Frontline Zone 4 Podcast, Frontline Gaming Zone. Check them out whenever you have the free time to. And until next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.